And welcome back to episode 23 of Who's on Top. I'm your host, Ori, and today we get back into the first round of sports. Woohoo! Well, somewhat sports. Baseball's back and like the grass growing back. It's nice to see, but it's not really fun to watch. So let's introduce the analyst now. We got the nature boy in the Finger Lakes, the fencing captain, Jeremy Giles.
At your service, have caught a frog here. It's going great.
We got the all-star camp counselor who's slipping some weird illicit goods to his campers, the Frisbro, Jacob Casson.
What's up, guys? I have not been slipping my campers any illicit goods, but I am super excited for baseball to return and
That's
all the
what
sports, of
someone who's
course.
Legitimately,
their
Jacob's a
campers
great
really-
camp counselor. I've been working with him. He's great.
Thank you,
And
Ori.
finally, we got the unemployed construction worker, the Russian machine worker, Ellis Gordon.
What's up, guys?
All right, so we thought we'd dive into some baseball stuff, preliminary, kind of hitting out what's going on right now, the MLB opening, Mookie Betts, some scrimmages, but then we're going to get back into our bets. So let's start with the Mookie Betts contract. Huge contract. Jacob, baseball expert, take it away.
Yeah, so Mookie Betts currently he's on a 1 year on his remaining contract, a 1 year, $27 million deal, and he signed an extension worth 12 years. $365 million, so it adds up to 13 years, $392 million, which is the second highest guaranteed contract besides Mike Trout, which is like $440 million.
And also behind Patrick Mahomes, I might add. My Mahomes is
Jeremy.
no king. I feel like we should make that very clear.
Yes, that is correct. But I think obviously we all know Mookie Betts is an all-star. He's a good player. He's not on the Red Sox anymore, which I appreciate, and it's great for the Yankees. But I don't think he's worth this much money. Yes, he's in his prime right now, but 13 years down the road, they're going to be paying him $35 million a year. I don't think they're going to like that at all. But currently, it's good.
I think you have to lock up great talent. The Dodgers, especially with the 60-game season, were to trade away Mookie, were to lose Mookie Betts after 60 games after trading for him. The LA would be pretty disappointed with them.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think he is the second best player in the MLB.
All right.
Under Mike Trout.
Wait, really?
Let me hop in
best
here.
player?
Hitter-wise, I mean.
Let me hop in here quickly.
I disagree.
But
okay, go ahead, Ori.
The fact that there's this much money being paid to a baseball player, just listen,
Ori, mute yourself, please.
that's doing nothing, right? You're doing nothing. I believe now, after watching this, the MLB is just a money laundering scheme. Why? You're paying so much money for people that are doing nothing. I'm 100% sure that if you look at Mookie Betts' record, he's somewhat connected to the La Casa Nostra. It's bound to be. There's money laundering in the MLB. Why are you paying so much money for people that are doing absolutely nothing? Oh, we're just going to stuff it in the laundromat. This is the Ozarks all over again. I'm calling Bullschlagen on this.
Okay, he said Ozark, so I get to talk next.
Okay, Jeremy.
So, first off, I 100% agree. Money laundering all the way. But on a serious note, I don't necessarily think it's the best idea because the reason you justify these huge contracts in like football, right, is that for a quarterback is a transformative player, right? The quarterback could take a team from going 5-11 to 11-5. Like it is that potential by just adding the correct quarterback. One single baseball player simply cannot have the same effect on a team.
This is true. Look at Mike Trout. I mean, literally the best baseball player, like over and over again, whatever that means. Like, I don't really know what that means. Best baseball player. It's like best garbage collector. Like, how do you measure that? But anyway, objectively, apparently the best baseball player, he can't take his team far. The Angels never do well in the playoffs. Like
They will this year, though. I can guarantee.
Okay,
They'll do well
but
this year.
Jeremy's point is still
No,
stands.
it is valid for sure.
It's
Well,
the fact that
I'm becoming Jeremy. I said valid.
Yes, it's important, but to have one great player, but it's not nearly as important as basketball or football. I mean, look at LeBron and Anthony Davis. Two players completely changed the team. Can you do that in baseball? No, you have to have a good all-around team. And again, I've been crapping on baseball a lot, but the serious problem with baseball is the fact that there's no universal standard cap for money. And I know there's a luxury tax and whatnot, but the fact that New York and other big market teams can just consistently outspend everyone, the Dodgers, the Yankees, it's just not fair. Like, it's not a serious competition. It's just where you are geographically. And I know we had like Moneyball era, whatnot, back with the Twins, But seriously, that's still my problem with baseball, and I know there are a lot of problems.
The salty Tigers fans coming out.
other
No,
than
I'm serious. Yeah. I get to be salty. Yeah, it's not the
No, I
Tigers
agree.
are
It's not
just
fair.
bad because they have less people than New York and the Dodgers. Sure, it's about fans and whatnot and how much they're involved, but I think it's a little bit of BS that like big market teams can consistently outspend,
Wow.
and that goes to Jeremy's point. Can agree because yes, one player can make a difference, but Detroit can never afford Mookie Betts, right? It's just not at all viable.
Well, I guess here's what I
You
say.
say,
First of all, wait.
Let Jeremy go.
Is that about? I'm not sure that's why Detroit's doing bad. Detroit is bad.
All right,
in everything.
Detroit has a perennial legacy of
You
failure,
know, I mean, the
including
Lions,
myself.
like Matt Stafford. Let's just say, like he's a very good quarterback, and even with a very good quarterback, Detroit did almost nothing with them. The Pistons also not very good. So I'm not sure about Detroit, but I do think it is a very fair point in baseball, right? Like, why are the Yankees consistently one of the best teams, right? And not saying that their ownership's bad, their coaches are bad, but it's simply because in New York they attract the best people, not only because it's the biggest city, but because they can always afford it, right? You know, if you work for New York, you're going to be able to afford the best free agents, right?
Quote Ayn Rand, money, money, money.
Stop quoting Ayn Rand.
I feel like
Okay.
you could quote so many people on money.
I would
Like,
like to kind of rebut that there's no fair competition in baseball. If you look at, and I'm looking right here at the last 20 World Series winners, right? There is no there is a wide plethora of winners. For example, Diamondbacks 2001. I'm going to count it up right now.
Ellis, are there any have any baseball teams that have won the World Series in the past 20 years been from a village? My point stands. It's only big city teams.
Shut up. All 30 teams.
Wait, let me look this up.
But no, wait, actually, no, stop. Let me actually. 2003, it's Florida Marlins, St. Louis Cardinals, San Francisco Giants. These are not Kansas City Royals 2015. These are not big market teams. Baseball, yes, Yankees do have an advantage. Yes, Dodgers do have an advantage. But these are not big market teams. I want to circle back to Mookie Betts' contract now. You say Mike Trout doesn't have the support around him. Well, Mookie Betts does. That's why they gave him this contract. He's the centerpiece, but he's plenty of support for the Dodgers to win a title. When you're this close to winning a title, is it slightly overpaid? Sure. For a person that the last 5 years of the contract's going to be out of his prime, fair enough. But they're thinking right now they want to win 1, 2, 3 titles, and Mookie Betts puts them in that position to win titles. So they are allowed to. So it is fine that they have Mookie Betts. Like, it's more than fine that they paid Mookie Betts this amount of money. I think he is the second best hitter in baseball too, so it justifies it. Anyway, anything else to say, boys?
Mookie Betts is not the second best hitter in baseball.
We're not going to get – this is where we're going to not get into this argument.
Well, we're going to cut. We talked about the money. Just quote Jerry Maguire's player, show me the money, and let's move on. All right, let's talk about the MLB opening. I see Jacob is literally itching, sticking his tongue out, flipping his hair. It's just not a pretty sight, just like the opening is going to be. Jacob, what is it going to be like? Tell us.
I mean, it starts on Thursday, so this episode will already have been completed and edited and all out by then. But yeah, it starts on Thursday night. Yankees Nationals, then Dodgers Giants. I can't wait. America can't wait. The Benaris can't wait.
The Benaris can definitely wait.
Let's just see what happens.
Fauci's throwing out the first pitch, and
Garrett Cole. That's actually
in DC. A big F you to Donald Trump.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, so that's happening. Of course, by the time you hear this, you already know who won, Yankees or Nationals. But let's talk about NBA scrimmages. They just started up on Wednesday. There's going to be more going on.
Actually,
today. Today started up Magic versus Clippers. You know, I watched a little bit of it, like very little bit. The bubble's been doing well. They've got a new barbershop up. The stadiums look nice.
Oh my! Is that a barbershop?
Yeah, very weird though to see no fans. Of course, very weird.
If you guys want to see like an not in-depth, but a little more into the bubble, JaVale McGee on YouTube. I've been watching his vlogs. He's vlogging.
Yeah, they're actually really high quality, and he's a funny guy. So
Matthias Thybulle's vlogs, I've heard.
Yeah, they're good. He's good too. Yeah.
But like the NBA, as always, has done a good job, and the stadium looks so nice.
Yeah, they look very nice. Very well done. Very well planned out.
if they're truly able to keep the bubble and keep out Corona, especially with what's happening in Florida, which might be much harder because obviously there's an outbreak there. I mean, I think it could be awesome.
So yeah, hats off to Adam Silver. And let's move on to our predictions.
We're gonna start with some predictions. For example, a prediction is when we predict something to happen, it happens or it doesn't happen. Kind of like Jacob marrying Saquon Barkley. You can predict it happening. It's not going to happen.
It's going to
happen.
It's
pretty damn close to happening, right, Jacob?
It's pretty close. Look at my lock screen.
Yeah, he also has a ring in his back pocket. Always, he always brings the Giants games just to make sure. But let's just move on to actual predictions. So
that wasn't an actual prediction.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna give it 60-40. Yes, no. First,
no, yes.
Nah. First, Twins at White Sox. Alexander Glenn, shout out to you, Mr. Big Head, our perennial Twins fan, and Chicago White Sox. Who are we taking? Jeremy, you start us off.
So for me, my answer basically relies on one crazy fact. The Twins
hit the most home runs in MLB history in one season.
They're actually good. Like, what the hell?
Oh, here comes the baseball knowledge that Jeremy doesn't have.
I'm just saying, like, the Twins are from Minnesota.
Right.
What good thing has come from Minnesota?
I agree.
I'm kidding.
Alex, that sucks. No, the Twins are usually not good.
But on a serious note, the Twins are a really strong team this year. I'm going to pick the Twins.
All right, Jeremy, great prediction. Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, so I really do respect the Twins, and I like Jeremy's decision. I'm going to agree with it. I like the Twins. I don't like them. The Yankees have had some very good games with them, and like I said earlier, I respect them a lot. But I think the White Sox, they have a really, really young team, really young core. Lucas Giolito, a bunch of young rookie players.
Gelato, you mean, Jacob?
Yes, Gelato, sure. Luis
also,
Robert.
Gelato, great player, but also Jacob's dad interviewed him. Super
he's a
cool
really
interview.
nice
Go
guy.
check it out.
But I think the Twins are going to win this game. I think it'll be close. A lot of power on both sides, but I think the Twins will edge out, especially with the recent free agency signing of Josh Donaldson to play the hot corner at third base.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to disagree with Jacob and Jeremy here. I'm going White Sox, and, the White Sox perennially underachieve, as do the Twins normally. But the Twins have been good as of late, and the White Sox have been underachieving. But I believe this is going to be somewhat their year as they'll make the wild card. They haven't got a hitting team. Tim Anderson always brings the swag. So does Yohan Moncada. Moncada, sorry. And they just signed Yasmani Grandal. Jose Abreu, who's always been reliable.
Ellis, what do you think about Eloy Jimenez, their center fielder?
He's a young, budding, really good player. Mm-hmm. I think wait, is he in the majors up yet?
He is. He's starting center fielder, I believe.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if he was still in the minor leagues. I forgot temporarily, but yeah, he's a really good player. I forgot they signed Edwin Encarnacion. I think this is going to be the year they don't underachieve. As Jacob said, their pitching is suspect. That's why I was hesitant. So I could see the Twins definitely winning this game, but I'm going White Sox here.
All right, someone has to be wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Jeremy, right. You've never won this, Jeremy. But yes, wrong.
I've never won what? I don't hear what you're saying.
0-2. Go on.
Jeremy, your hair knows what we're saying. But anyway.
My hair looks sexy.
I completely agree. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that it does. Looks great shaved, too. We're going to move on to a big ticket game. Yankees at Nationals. Fauci throwing the first pitch. What do we think? Ellis, to start us off.
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan. Also, the Yankees are just really good this year. Them and the Dodgers are by far the best two teams in the MLB. I got to go Yankees here. But, the Nationals are a very good team. No disrespect. They could pull this one out, but I got to go Yankees.
All right, Jake, what do you think? There's no bias here.
We all know I'm a huge Yankee fan. I love what the Nationals did. What they did last year with Soto and Rendon and Strasburg and Scherzer. But they did lose Rendon to the Angels, and I think he was a huge part of their success. One of the most consistent, average power hitters, and I think they'll win their division. I think they'll have a good year, but I don't think they'll be able to beat the Yankees with all their baby bombers.
I'm just saying, baby bombers sounds a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
So let's continue on with baby bombers.
That's what they're called.
I know, but we're just gonna.
Yeah, okay. Ayn Rand she's not the best person in the world,
Disagree.
are pretty
Ori.
terrible, but she is right about one thing when she says money, money, money. In baseball, it is very hard for a team that is not in a big money area to repeatedly be good. Like I understand the Nationals won last year, but they've lost a few players for them to afford to keep that team is not as much. Versus the Yankees, who have all the money in the world. I'm sure Garrett Cole could attest to that. So I'm gonna go with the big money and with my friends, the Yankees. I don't know if I call them.
And
I
and
don't want to make
this
friends with these people.
And Jeremy, the
Yeah.
Nationals did have enough money. They just didn't. Rendon just didn't want to go back.
yeah, but I want to make a disclaimer here, not about baseball, but we do not support any of Ayn Rand's ideologies in this podcast at all, even though Ori incessantly mentions him, but we do not
Her.
It's a
support
her,
him.
and I do it
Her.
ironically.
Yeah,
I
I
just
actually knew it was a her. That was a
Please,
mistake.
we
by
do
me.
not.
So after that myriad of Yankees propaganda propagated by Jacob himself and Ellis, I'll throw him in there. We got Cubs at Reds. Reds notoriously bad as always. But what do we think about this game?
I like what the Reds are doing here, and I'm going to go Reds. And, the Cubs, they always underachieve. They just lost Joe Madden. And, I mean, Javier Baez is amazing. That said, I think they're going to have some – I don't think Ross is going to be a bad manager. I just think it's going to have a little bump transition. For, the first 10 games, it's going to be slightly rough. So that's why I am going Reds. I also like the Reds' young core they're starting to build. I kind of like the White Sox. They've been underachieving, but I like what they're building. Nick Senzel, Mike Moustakas, they just signed. Suarez is always good. Of course, Bauer always brings the flair and personality. Castellanos, Gray. I mean, I like what the Reds are building. Very similar to my White Sox pick. I'm going Reds over Cubs.
Can I just say how short our memory is in sports? We're now saying the Cubs perennially underachieve. Did we forget that in 2016, 4 years ago, 108-year streak, the Cubs go into the national championship and win it all? That is not underachieving to me.
Yes, but
sorry.
the last 3 years.
For that reason, I will have to pick against the Reds and go with the Chicago Cubs. Probably one of my favorite moments in baseball, which is not saying very much. There's not very many good moments in baseball, but that was a cool one, and that I'm choosing the Cubs.
So you're choosing the Cubs because they won a World Series 4 years ago.
Correct.
4 years is a long time, my dude. But okay, that's your choice. Jacob, what do you got?
Yeah, I also, as El said, the Reds have struggled perennially for the last long time. But this offseason, they did a really good job. El said Trevor Bauer. They got a bunch of power in the lineup. They added Nick Castellanos. They added Sonny Gray 2 years ago from the Yankees, who sucked in the Yankees, but now he's one of the best young pitchers in baseball. They added Mike Moustakas, Nick Senzel, young player. They have a lot of power, a lot of potential, and I love their young pitching core. So I'm also going to go with the Reds on this.
A bit like Jacob's leg in Syracuse. A lot of power, a lot of potential, right?
Yeah, 100%. Jacob is going to the NFL, let me tell you.
Okay, so I'm going to move on from Cubs and Reds to Dodgers and Astros. Two big teams matchup. What do we think? Jacob, start us off here. Bang, bang, bang. Trash can, right?
So, yeah, obviously, as already said, bang, bang, bang. I'm not a huge Astros fan or a Dodgers fan, but I think the Yankees stripping the Astros of Garrett Cole this offseason really is going to hurt them. Obviously, Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole were two of the best 5 pitchers in baseball last year. They lost Cole. Verlander's getting old, but always still good. He's making his 13th straight opening day start. But I'm gonna have to choose the Dodgers in this one. Obviously, as we talked about, Mookie Betts signing. They have Cody Bellinger from last year. A lot of lefty power in that short right field. And I think the Dodgers I think they're gonna win this game pretty easily, 6-1.
Again, the Astros are a great team, but it's going to take a lot to convince me this year not to pick against the Yankees or the Dodgers. Not to say they're going to lose, but they're just such good teams that I can't predict them to lose. And obviously in baseball, you lose some games. But honestly, the Dodgers and Yankees.
Really, Ellis? You lose some games?
Thanks, sorry, if that's pretty obvious. But the Dodgers and Yankees.
Could go undefeated.
Theoretically. But
hold on, let me go after Alex.
The Dodgers and Yankees, I mean, as of now, those are going to be my steady picks. Jacob?
Obviously, the Astros are a really, really good team, but from their cheating scandal. I'm not a big fan of them. Yes, they have a lot of talent, but Dodgers, Yankees, I think they're just above them in power rankings.
Yeah. Jeremy, what's your prediction?
Honestly, it's all about the money. And who did the Dodgers just pay?
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. That is correct. And who is the highest paid player in baseball?
Mike Trout, but Mookie Betts second.
Is he? I don't think he is.
Yes, he is. Jeremy, he is. No need to fact check. I'm telling you the correct answer.
I fact checked that he is telling the right answer. For the audience, he is telling the truth.
So
And
you picking?
I am picking the Dodgers. Thank you very much.
So all of us agree on the Dodgers.
Sounds good. All right, moving on from predictions, we're not going to do awards. Baseball awards are a little bit redundant. It's like, best moisturizer. It means nothing as long as it gets the job done. It's kind of like putting, the accolades on water bottles. Like, yes, you're going to have Mike Trout, who's obviously a Hydro Flask, but then who else? It's just going to be like Aaron Judge, who's a plastic bottle, and Gary Sanchez, who looks like a upside down cup. I mean, you don't really know what's going on here. But let's start off with AL MVP. Who do we think is AL MVP?
Yeah, I think for this prediction, there's really only one. Some argue two, but I think it's just one. It's got to be Mike Trout. No one else has the potential to be as good as him.
Jacob, Ellis, what do we think?
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say Mike Trout. I said Mike Trout before. I know Jeremy's going to say Mike Trout. But, I don't want – I want to be different, okay? I'm not like those other guys you see. And I'm not going to pick Mike Trout. I'm going to pick my Yankee, Aaron Judge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This
Also, I love Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres could do it too. Gleyber Torres could do it too.
Jacob, pipe down. This season is looking to be a statistical anomaly. And Mike Trout, the reason why is he's amazing at everything. But what's going to be eye-catching is if Judge starts off red hot and hits like 30 home runs in the 60 games, that'll be eye-popping. That'll get him an
30 home runs not happening.
Maybe. Who knows?
60 games.
I know it's 60 games. Who knows?
The thing is 60 games, it just throws everything up in the air. We have our best bet, but really it could be like the streakiest players to do.
So with 162 games, I'm saying Mike Trout all the way. But Aaron Judge just has the ability with his body and his skill to do something freaky with 60 games. So I'm going Judge.
I just want to say it's slightly concerning how Alice has talked about Aaron Judge's body. But moving on.
And characterizing it as freaky.
But moving on from that, Jacob is right. Give me my money. The richest player in baseball right now, Mr. Mike Trout. I think, if I'm being honest, I think this year it's going to be harder to predict than most years, simply because, it's less than half the games. So someone that would normally have an incredibly hot first half and just cool down doesn't necessarily have the chance to cool down. So I think it could be someone that we're really not expecting at all. But with that said, I would feel wrong predicting anyone but Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go against Mike Trout. Jeremy, that's a pretty safe bet. Let's go with NL MVP. Quickly, Jeremy, Ellis, Jacob, what do we think?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential candidates for this one, especially with Betts just getting recently traded to the NL. But I'm gonna say it's Ronald Acuna of the Atlanta Braves, really, really young star, almost hit a 40 season last year. I think it's gonna be Acuna, but I could totally see Betts and Yelich also contending for this title.
Give me the sexy right fielder or left fielder. I'm going crazy now for the Dodgers. No left fielder. Cody Bellinger. I'm going Cody Bellinger. Listen, 60-game season. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just picking people who I know can bust the stat sheet in a 50-game span. And Bellinger's one of those people. Acuna is one of those people. Tatis is one of those people. Yeah. I think he's too young, but
also one of those people.
Yeah.
But Betts is one of those people. But I'm going Bellinger, man. I'm going Bellinger. Okay, Jeremy.
I follow the money, and the money tells me Betts. Therefore, I pick Betts.
Okay, Jeremy. Jeremy's all about the money this episode.
I am all about the money.
All right, sounds good. Let's talk about other awards we can get in baseball again. Two Cy Youngs. Give me your AL and NL at the same time. Jacob, start us off.
Yeah, I'll go. So obviously, I'm a Yankee fan. AL Cy Young, Garrett Cole, greatest pitcher in baseball. And for the NL, I'm gonna go the young star for the Dodgers, Walker Buehler. But I could also see Jack Flaherty of the Arizona or the St. Louis Cardinals contending as well.
A little bit of a comeback victory kind of winner. But Ellis, take us. Who do you think?
For the NL, I'm gonna go with Jacob Walker Buehler. I think he's a young pitcher. He's a great pitcher. For the AL, I'm debating in my head right now. Who do I pick? I don't like picking Yankees pitchers for the Cy Young because their stadium is admittedly very small.
terrible.
And Garrett Cole throws fat. I mean, he's an amazing pitcher. I'm not sure I like him for the Cy Young award. I might go Verlander. But they have the cheating scandal, so I don't know. I'm debating right now. I'm gonna go. I'll pick in 5 seconds. I'm gonna go. I'm just not sure. I'm gonna go Garrett Cole. I don't know. There's not a crazy competition.
The NL's pitchers are so much stronger than the AL's.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Blake
Great.
Snell. I'll go Garrett Cole.
Maybe Shane Bieber.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Garrett Cole with a mention on Blake Snell and Justin Verlander.
All right, Jeremy, take us off. Finish it us here with great pitching.
So for the AL, I'm going to pick Verlander, and here's why. Verlander is an outstanding pitcher, but I don't think could necessarily win in a full season simply because he's turning 37. Already, obviously not too old that he's going to be like fall off a cliff or anything like that. But I think it's old enough to me that he might start to wear down near the end of a season. But with the 50, 60-game season, I simply don't see that happening. So because of that, I am going to pick Verlander for the AL. For the NL, I think it's harder. I think there's a lot of people that could win. I'm going to go with Max Scherzer from the Nationals for this one, but I also do not think there's a clear winner.
All right, sounds good. Let's move on to Rookies of the Year. Newest inductees to the vehemently boring sport of baseball. Jacob, who's our Rookie of the Year? To both of them.
I'm going to start with the NL. I feel like the NL, there's really only one superior rookie. Same with the AL, in my opinion. For me, it's got to be Gavin Lux for the NL, the second baseman for the Dodgers. He had a lot of success in the minors. I think he's been a great major league player. And for the AL, I mentioned him earlier on the White Sox, very young, Luis Robert. Not sure what position he's going to play, but he's super fast, a lot of potential, a lot of power. And I think, like I said earlier, the White Sox are going to do well, and Luis Robert's going to add to that.
Sounds good. Ellis, take it over.
All right, for the NL, actually don't. Yeah, well, let me start with the AL because I agree with Jacob in that the White Sox, it is going to be Luis Robert. He looked really good in AAA and AA and in the White Sox farm system, and I think he'll fit right in the majors. I have to go with him. For the NL, it's a slightly more I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to go. I hate agreeing, but I'm gonna have to go either. Here, I'll give you either Brendan Rodgers for. No, I'm gonna go Joey Bart for the Giants. I think he's a really good center. I think he's a really good catcher, a really good hitting catcher. Going to replace Posey well, especially that Posey's not playing anymore. But also Gavin Lux is an amazing pick as well.
For me, I think for the AL, it is going to actually be a solid sweep. Luis Robert, he's a very good player. I don't really think I have anything more to add than what my friends have said. He's the second player, and honestly, I'd be surprised if he didn't win it. And for the NL, I think Gavin Lux is – I know he's like the favorite on the betting odds. So, an easy pick, See why Jacob does it. He's taking the easy pick eggs. And you know what? You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Like, I get it. I'm going to go with Dylan Carlson for the Cards. Also a very good player. I honestly think Gavin Lux has a little bit of a better chance. But it feels wrong to pick the same player for both, You can't pick the top for both.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, moving on to a much more exciting part of our podcast. We're going to move on to some soccer predictions. Man United versus Leicester. Winner of this goes to the Champions League. High stakes. Ellis, take it over as our soccer and Man United correspondent.
Yeah, so we got an exciting championship Sunday online. We got Chelsea, Wolves, Man United, Leicester. What's up for grabs is 2 Champions League spots. And seeding 3 through 5, obviously between Chelsea, Man United, Leicester, Wolves already secured the sixth seed for the year. So a lot on the line for Man United, Leicester. Man United gets to the Champions League with a draw, or a win. Leicester gets in with a win. Man United out of break started off really hot. Fernandez, it's always depending on Fernandez and Pogba, who are the heart of Man United with their passing. They really tear up teams. But everyone's forgetting Leicester is a good team, and they have the top goal scorer this year, Jamie Vardy. They are in 14 with an in-4 club, Brendan Rodgers. On top of that, Man United the last 2 games because Solskjaer hasn't rotated the sides at all. Looked flat and tired as I expect them to be. That said, they have a good back line. I expect them to hang on barely and secure the win 2-2. Man United get a late goal to tie the game and go to the Champions League. 2-2. James Vardy 2 goals. Man United tie.
Well, it's nice for you to think that, Man United will manage to do anything, but, I'm just going to let Man United's track record in the Champions League speak for itself and remind the
What are you
audience
saying?
that,
Man United have an
that
infinitely better
Manchester City is, in fact, reinstated and will be playing.
You've never made it to the semifinals, which is embarrassing considering you spent over $600 million on your club.
To be fair, we were not a very good team before this decade, but this decade we've thoroughly outplayed you in almost every capacity.
That includes
3 Champions Leagues, including 9 semifinals.
All right.
To your
I'm just
0.
gonna let you do your thing.
Does
Very happy for you, but I want to hear from the other two. Jeremy,
does
you
the-
want
does
to
the
expand on that?
million include the money paid to money launderers, or does it not include?
It does not include the money paid to money launderers. That, in fact, goes to my dad's checking account exclusively. But all wire transfers will be made to Jeremy Giles' family and foundation.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Go Percy.
All for
Okay.
Brady. And for my pick, honestly, I think it will be a good game. I feel wrong to pick against Man U, which in itself feels wrong because Alice supports Man U, which makes me want to pick against it.
Leicester's a very good team. Go pick against Leicester. They're a very good team. They're motivated. They've never only been in the Champions League once in their life. Go pick them if you feel so.
I know. They've only been in Champions League once in your life. You said it yourself. I am picking Man U.
I remind you that Leicester's midfield maestro, James Maddison, is also out, and he's gotten an injury, so there's that as well. But, Leicester's attack is always very potent. Jacob?
Yeah, so not a huge soccer watcher, but I do know enough about it to have, I think, a valid opinion on this game. As I said, Leicester does have the scorer in Jamie Vardy, but I think even though Man U they started off really hot, they've slowed down a little bit as of recent in the last few weeks. But I think Man U pulls out with a 2-1 win this game.
That seems legit, except for the part of Man United winning. All right, Chelsea at Wolves, another great game. Wolves are always an amazing team to watch. Always can pull something out of nothing. Killed Manchester City last year. Pretty interesting. Ellis, take it first.
Yeah, so Chelsea has a lot on the line. Wolves do not, which is interesting. Wolves are sitting at 6th place, very good place for them, very respectful. Chelsea, on their other hand, if they lose this game, need Leicester to lose for them to make it to the Champions League. And with that said, plus an informed Christian Pulisic, who out of break has come out firing, thank God. Oh, my God, the American wonder. Oh, my God, he is so good, so fast, so succinct with the ball. Chelsea have had problems with their defense, and Wolves are an amazing counterattacking team. But I think the motivation for Chelsea, unfortunately, takes them through to the Champions League 3-2 Chelsea. A goal and assist from the American wonder boy Christian Pulisic, who has been tearing it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Els on this one. I do have a liking to Chelsea in FIFA. Even though I do not like Olivier Giroud, I do love Willian the speedster. I haven't played with Christian Pulisic. I don't have the recent FIFAs, but as Els said, the American wonder, the American dream boy, Christian Pulisic has been balling out over there in Europe, and I think he's going to continue that. And I think Chelsea wins this game 3-1.
I agree. I think we're talking mentality, and Ellis is right that the Wolves would win Simply, there's a lot less pressure. Think of how good it would feel to, after all the times they've been dominated by Chelsea, to stop Chelsea from making it to the championships. Unfortunately, life is unfair. The Wolves have been beaten by Chelsea so many times, and they will be beaten again in this game. Chelsea is simply a better team, and generally speaking, I like to pick the better teams to win.
Great predictions, everyone. Doesn't matter. Manchester City's going to win the Champions League, but we all know how it is. But we're going to move on to the wacky sport. This one was pretty much made for our very own Jeremy Giles. Jeremy, take it away. Explain why and why it is perfect for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, I am currently this week at a lake house in the Finger Lakes in Upper New York, a very nice lake house. And in case you couldn't tell by intro each week, I am a fencer, and I do a sport called fencing. This sport combines these two experiences together in one amazing experience called finger jousting. Let me read to you what this is about. Finger jousting is a sport similar to thumb war, where two people hold hands like they are arm wrestling. They extend their index fingers, and the objective of this game is to poke the opponent while keeping the index finger locked onto the other and not letting it go. This sport was apparently founded by the Israelites, who called it finger spirit. And this was written in the Book of Phalanges, which is a great word, and it's something that many people should use. This sport took its modern form in the 1970s and was founded by Julian Locke, who founded the World Finger Jousting Federation, better known as the WFJF, in 2005, which, if you haven't heard of, I mean, come on, where have you been? It's extremely popular in schools in Dallas and Houston, Texas. Although in the article it says Houston. I don't know what that's about. Players mainly use their right arm instead of left. People are mainly righties. It makes sense. We shame lefties. I'm kidding, of course. If you're left hand, we love you. It is 3 rounds with 2 minutes length. Time is paused when violations occur, and each player will be giving a 60-second rest in between rounds. Just to make sure their fingers are okay. When the game at the start, the two competitors face each other and execute a gesture of good outlook. This could be a handshake, a bow, head nod, or a man hug. This is a very pre-Corona game. In the time before Corona, you generally just look at each other and smile and hope your hands don't die. And the match will start after the mediator gives the signal. During the game, the jouster should not try to separate their hands, and if this happens, each player will get a warning. So at the same time, the players get a warning or minus points in the third offense, where a player will be disqualified. This is actually happened to our good friend Ori. Back in the day, back when he lived in Israel, he was kind of a god of figure jousting. One day he had 3 offenses, got disqualified, never played again.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the wacky sport of the week.
The long
explanation, leaving no stone unturned.
We don't always teach these sports. You don't always do it right. We don't want them just to know what they are. We want them to be able to go outside and play it.
You're right, Jeremy. You're right.
I know I'm right. You don't need to tell me I'm right. God damn it.
That was some unexpected arrogance. Anyway, of course, welcome to the ending. As you are all aware what's about to happen. We're still going to do it because it's our podcast and you can do it anyway. All right. Follow our Twitter at WattPodcast1 and our Instagram at watt.podcast. Of course, always check out our website where you can click right away and you can go to our episodes. Speaking of our episodes, they're pretty much anywhere where you get your podcast other than Google Podcasts.
Yo, Ellis, I swear to God, you've mentioned 5 times that you do Google Podcasts.
I'll probably do it at some point. I'm getting Jeremy fever. Anyway, it's everywhere on Google Podcasts.
21.
Spotify, Apple, Deezer, or just go to our website. So there's no excuse for not watching. Oh, Jesus Christ! Listening to the pod.
Well, maybe Ellis is talking is an excuse not to listen, but still, me and Jacob's silky smooth voices and Jeremy's amazing alliteration should be enough excuse.
Of course, if you want to comment on our next Instagram post, how many fancy unneeded words or uses, do that. We'll be seeing for the right comment, and you're going to get no prize. We'll give you maybe a little clap emoji in the comment section.
Vivacious, convivial.
Stop, Hori.
I'm gonna keep going until Ellis goes out.
Anyway,
Tenuous, perfunctory, lissom, prodigious.
Okay, that's Ori. Ori. Of course, I wanna. Ori.
On Barkley.
Anyway, I wanna emphasize.
Indubitably.
Anyway, I want to emphasize that we do not support any of Ayn Rand's her philosophies, but that's okay. We're going to move on. As always, have a good week. Hope you enjoyed
Peace
the
out.
podcast, and bye.
Adios.